Hey, it's Tiffany with Standing Promises. I'm here for our March Bible study. We're studying the beatitudes in the book of Matthew, chapter 5. So I'm going to start by reading those from the NIV. It says, "Now, when he saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them, saying, 'Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven, for in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you.'" So we are talking about blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. And we talked about the first day we were talking about going to eat at our favorite pizza place at Hideaway Pizza, and how good it was, and when you haven't had it for a little bit, how hungry you are for it, and you just eat and eat. We kind of use that food analogy, and so I'm going to kind of stick with that a little bit with the food analogy, because it talks about being hungry. And so what's interesting to me is it says, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness." So you could be hungry and thirsty for other things, but this is saying you're blessed, you're happy, you're joyous, you're filled up when you're hungry and thirsty for righteousness, for the things of God. And I was thinking about how we can be hungry for things that aren't good for us, and thinking about food, we can be hungry, we can have a craving for sweets or for snacks, or things that are not good for our bodies. And when we eat that, when we consume that, it might taste good while you're eating it, but it doesn't make you feel good physically and emotionally. You eat things that are junk, that aren't good for you, and it doesn't help your body to feel good. And so we're consuming, we can consume a candy bar, or we can consume fruit and vegetables, and we feel completely different in how our body uses that energy. And thinking of, if you were to eat the same amount of calories of fruits and vegetables that you ate in a candy bar, how much more full would you be? You would be filled, because you're eating something that is good for you, and it takes a lot more of that to equal what you get with junk. And so when you've consumed that, you are filled, and it keeps you filled for a long time. Whereas the junk, it tastes good in a moment, leaves you feeling yucky, and then it's gone, and you need even more. So we can do that with food, but I also was thinking about other areas of our life where we hunger and thirst for things that aren't good for us, or that aren't helpful for us. And it might be good in a moment, but it doesn't fill us up. It doesn't make us feel better. It doesn't help with the issue that we're trying to deal with. So I was thinking about sometimes when I'm having a down day, or I'm having a rough time, and there are days where just emotionally what I want to do might be to put on a sad, sappy movie and sit and cry it out and get those emotions out. And there's something in that can be therapeutic of getting it out, but it doesn't fix whatever my emotions were under the surface that led me to be in that place in the first place. But what does fill me up, if I, instead of just trying to find a place to get those emotions out, if I spend time with God, if I get into the Word, if I worship, if I pray, and I let Him walk with me through whatever is causing that emotion, I can not only feel better in a moment, but I can heal whatever it is that's hurting, and I can learn for next time how to either avoid feeling like that or how to deal with the issue that is causing me to be down. So, I could, if I'm feeling rejected by someone, I can go, find a movie where I empathize with the character they're feeling rejected too, and kind of um, find my birds of a feather. I can take that to a friend and who's going to, pat me on the back and feel sorry for me, and tell me their story of how they were rejected, and we can be down together. Or I can go to God and tell Him what happened and let Him walk me through, showing me that people may have rejected me, but I am still favored. I am still loved. I am still His child, and He will never reject me. And I can leave His presence feeling lifted up and feeling hopeful, and keep me full for so much longer than that crying episode at the end of a sad movie. So we can hunger and thirst for righteousness, or we can hunger and thirst for other things. And so the time that we will be blessed, the time that we will feel joy and peace and happiness, is when we turn our hunger to the things of God and not to things that are junk. So hopefully that analogy made sense to you, and maybe challenge you a little bit. Like they say, if your body feels hungry, the first thing you should try is drinking water, and then eating a healthy snack. So even if you feel a longing for something worldly to fill you up, something of the earth, if you want to turn to eating your emotions, you want to turn to friends who are going to have the Me Too party with you and have a pity party, if you want to turn to even maybe an addiction to make you feel better, turn that hunger around and put it into something healthy. Get into the Word, get into worship, get into prayer, and see if that doesn't fill you much more than the things of the world. So we will be back tomorrow. It'll be Jean and I together talking about the next beatitude. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. So we will see you tomorrow.